So I wanted to talk about like a topic that's very also like very important to me, and it's similar to being too ambitious for your own good. It's about like almost feeling like you are trapped in eternity, or that like in a situation. Like, tell me if that's relatable to you. You set yourself such a high goal, and suddenly you get pulled out of that. Like, you work on it, and suddenly you get pulled out of that environment. Out of responsibility, or something similar. And even though maybe you've had this before, and you can handle a situation well, especially towards the outside, towards other people. You're handling it well, but inside you just can't stop but think about the thing that you actually wanted to do all this time. So my story is, like, I'm a filmmaker, and I just want to rise up in the world. I want to express myself, and all the topics that are important to me in the forms of storytelling, especially. And building a video production and film production company right now, with a few people. And for the past few months, I've been working a job that I had to do, in between. And it was in favor to actually be able to, save some money, and to have the freedom afterwards, which is like in about 3 weeks, probably. I'm done in 3 weeks with that job. But in all of that time, like, it felt like, and I would never complain about it, because I've learned a lot, was able to save some money. And I worked on, like, on my film projects at the side still. I had to really practice like patience during that time, because I wanted to work on it full time. You know what I mean? Like, when you have a responsibility, but at the same time you want to keep working on the thing that you started, like that pure ambition, what I'm talking about. So what I did is, I just also did like some other stuff, to fill out the time, to be productive maybe somewhere else, which was also good. Like, I don't know, stuff like make some short travels or trips, read some books, stuff that you maybe weren't able, or didn't have in mind to do, like when you are working, like when you are working on your passion, for example. For example, I also like to read when I travel, and for this was kind of like a travel, because like I moved out from home for like 3 months. So I think I read a new book in that time. I became interested in also theater and acting. I don't know. I recorded some like acting tapes and all that stuff. I visited a theater once. Then I noticed, okay, maybe I tried it now. It's alright. Maybe at some point I will get interested in it again. But it was fine, for that time. And I just like noticed that I needed to fill out this time somehow. If it wasn't for, like, because I was working in this other job, in the hospital, and it was 100%, and I knew I couldn't like continue with my passion work, filmmaking on the projects, or building up that company 100% if I already worked there, because I would lose my mind. And trust me, I tried, I tried, but then I just reduced everything a bit, but then it wasn't enough. Like, then there was like this thought of like me neglecting my passion. And even though it's like a silly thought, because I'm actually working full time already in the hospital, but it feels like I'm neglecting my passion, which shouldn't be the case. And maybe you can relate to that. And took me personally a lot of time to. I'm still kind of recovering from that, for example. So what I want to say is, I can't specifically give advice for like I can't specifically give an advice for how you can avoid that, because everyone has to go through like their own experiences, right? And I would love to know if you have similar experiences in that. I just know it's very important that you still push yourself in the direction of just calm down, just do new things, and don't believe your thoughts that want to tell you you are neglecting your passion, or when you're actually doing it for the passion. For example, I did this job because I knew it's complicated to explain, but it was for 5 months, and I knew after these 5 months, I have the freedom to finally do this 100%, because I would have had to do this job at some point, so I did it now. It's like part of the military, and I did the military and then switched to this, so I'm kind of done with the military quicker. So I did both, and it's just like this endurance. Like, I just think like it's just an endurance sport. Whoever has the most patience wins. You yourself win when you're not pressuring yourself. When you're not when you don't believe these thoughts that tell you you're neglecting something, even though you're actually being pretty responsible right now. You're doing something for your future. And I think that's exactly why I created this channel, to talk about topics like this. Maybe you can relate to that, maybe not, but wanted to share it anyways. Ambition is a gift, and it can be cruel too. It's just like, it can be a burden, but you can work on it. And I believe that any one of you can still can still get out of this of this struggle of being maybe too ambitious, because that's a struggle that I face, and I think a lot of people too, maybe you out there. And I think you also can get out of that. You can still reach your goals. You can still because being too ambitious can actually blind you from the things that are like also important in life, like your health, people, opportunities that you could take. So keep hustling and don't pressure yourself too much. All right.